I believe True Knight says something about not bothering with silly things like walking all the way from bot lane to mid just to drop a single heal. Not really worth it. I have picked up an early cloth armor. Normally I'll be working on finishing Merc Treads, but I want to be safer against Corki, so I've got that extra armor boost. That'll keep me from taking too much damage to him. You know, I haven't seen Shinja in a while. I guess he'll try and gank pretty soon. 2-1 in our favor. No one's taking Dragon and turrets down. Pretty content to kind of farm at the moment. Corky's gone back to something where he's down farm. He may have been planning a ward. And he moves in on Twisted Fate.
Hey, what's up?
Twisted Fate's not wanting to get hit by Tibbers. Stays back, allows me to get zoned. Allows us to get zoned just a little bit.
Yeah, come on, better hurry. No brand B.
Push Twisted Fate very hard to force him to stop farming because of the range on wild card. Shinja comes in for a gank, immediately followed by a flash. TF immediately flashes before Shin can catch him with 3 Talon Strike, and he probably could have flashed if she wanted to and got him with Tibbers, but does not seem interested in doing so. So TF able to skip that gank. Meanwhile, Galio here just farming like a boss. Corki pretty much doing the same thing too. I've caught up within about 2 creep waves of him, so on bottom lane, you can see the farm is heavily in favor. Like Ashe is matching up to what Nidalee and Maokai are able to do. Galio's getting out-farmed by Corki. To an extent, that's okay, just because Galio does scale very well. But you know, you don't put Galio there to poke somebody out of the lane unless they've got absolutely no mobility and no sustain at all. I could have been playing a little more aggressive. Really, I was hoping for more jungle ganks, but it doesn't happen. Instead, we're going to get a jungle gank here. Jarvan's going to come down bottom and catch a gank on Maokai and Nidalee. And Shannon Crystal Arrow goes off. It's going to hit Maokai as Twisted Fate ports in. Maokai's now taking 3 CCs. He's going to eat a 4th and a 5th. Jarvan's going to ult on Nidalee, hope to catch her in Cataclysm while TF, Ashe, and Soraka finish off Maokai. Nidalee flashes out of Jarvan's ult. And Jarvan picks up the kill with Dragon Strike. Purple team in response tries to bring 2 people in to take that middle tower. TF makes the controversial decision to port in. He's going to get immediately tower dived, especially because he doesn't have a gold card locked in already. And he throws her stun. Shinja does his charge. And because TF still hasn't managed to pull off a gold card, he's going to get lit up. The heal goes off, but the ignite pretty much cancels out Soraka's ult. Otherwise, he might have survived long enough to kill Annie. Annie will flash and get away, so TF... I think the decision to teleport was a good one, but without a gold card locked, it was not effective. On the other hand, Maokai, Soraka, sorry, not Maokai, Jarvan. Maokai's in their team. We're able to take down this turret, so we do take a turret. We're up 1 kill, 1 turret. And True Knight is singing more BGs. Both sides being diligent about warding Dragon, wanting to keep control of that. I think neither side up top is able to really put appreciable damage on the other side's tower. I'm still behind Corki, but not a whole lot I can do about that again. You don't put Galio in the lane to poke somebody out unless they have like no laning presence like Twitch. It meanwhile, Soraka comes back up top. I'm not sure what Soraka's doing here. She should be bottom with Ashe. Babysitting her, holding her hand. Jarvan's going to attempt a gank on Corki. Maybe. Corki backs off. He's probably got this warded. Pull back. Meanwhile, a lot of people in mid. 2 people in mid. TF seeing both Shin and Annie there. Soraka is lane, while Ashe is having a little bit of problem with mid lane Maokai down here. So as soon as I get back up top, maybe taking Soraka back down to the bottom. One thing I might could have done is take a teleport. I took exhaust because we needed an exhaust, and we didn't have one. We didn't have an exhaust, so I wanted to have that around for Xin Zhao. So the exhaust master is also pretty easy to get for Galio. He only really needs flash. His other summoner spell can be clairvoyance, it can be exhaust, it can be ignite. I've taken ignite on him in ranked games when we needed something to counter healers. So Galio has that freedom. Could take a teleport, make some ability spell if I wanted to just stay and just get back to the lane as fast as possible. One thing you know is I do have a 16-minute Aegis of the Legion, very effective for early team fights. Jarvan attempts a gank here, whiffs the arrow, Nidalee, she gets out of it. Interesting fact, Nidalee can pounce out of Jarvan's ult, so. Twisted Fate now circling around. And he pursues because you know Shin's right there. He's trying to bait Twisted Fate out. He's wise to trick and pulls out. Meanwhile, Jarvan, Ashe, and Soraka move in. As Jarvan closes the gap, we're going to see if he can get off his successful gank. Now he needs to be careful here because Annie has her Pyromania up. And Jarvan's not able to get the knockup. She could just stun him in the face, make him deal a lot of damage. Fortunately, she seems intent on pulling back. If she stunned him right here, he probably would take another 2 seconds of turret aggro. Probably die while Shin carved him up. Soraka gets off Wish. Annie seeing Twisted Fate and Ashe approach, backs off. Twisted Fate continues to pursue. If he could get off a gold card, wild card combo, we could probably pick him off. But we're seeing Xin Zhao and Maokai move again. Decides to immediately pull back. Smart decision. Ashe gets up a couple minutes on the tower, and everyone kind of returns to their initial positions. Some flashes were burned. Not a whole lot. Again, I'm going on the record and say that I like flash. I think it makes for a more interesting game. And I think the game would be worse off without flash. And it's more or less its current incarnation. I said, of course, as an avid Galio player who really does enjoy using flash to get his ultimate off. Farm advantage still in favor of Corki. He's up on me by about 3 mini waves. Again, nothing stopping Corki from free farming because we've had no jungle pressure and Galio doesn't have enough lane presence to push out someone like Corki who can pretty much AFK farm any solo 1v1 that's not like LeBlanc or something. Now at this point, Jarvan makes a decision that I highly disagree with. He thinks we should go for Dragon. And he gets Ashe and Soraka to help him. I said don't do Dragon. Apparently his mic wasn't up loud enough, he couldn't hear me. He starts doing Dragon with Ashe and Soraka. Soraka's not really in the best position for this, and there are 4 champions in MIA. Nidalee moves in, Annie moves in, Maokai moves in. As they're already pretty hurt, you can see how hurt Jarvan is from fighting Dragon. He's still trying to fight Dragon, and Maokai blinks to him. Annie can now drop Tibbers anytime she wants to. Soraka's not in a position to heal. So now it's effectively a 3v1 since Ashe isn't in a good position. So Purple will definitely take Dragon, and they'll probably the only reason they don't get Ashe is because she flashes. Twisted Fate has to port in to save Soraka from getting destroyed by this combo. So they get Dragon and take a kill off that. Not a good decision. I had said don't do Dragon. There's too many MIA, but Jarvan either didn't listen or he didn't hear me. Soraka, yes, I did say that. So Jarvan kind of making a mistake there, costing us a dragon and a kill. He kind of paid the price for his own stupidity and got killed. He was the one who died. I guess justice is served in that. And he now getting the kill on the Fate. Maokai and Xinjiao. Aggressive flash there, needing to land the exhaust. Start to land the kill. Like Xinjiao already had him exhausted. Jarvan and Soraka contemplate moving in for a kill on his turret. But it's a little too late. Turret will go down. So now, even on turrets, one dragon advantage to them and one kill advantage. And of course, Corki is just free farming his top like it was his personal farm mill. And to a lesser extent, I'm doing the same thing. Like he's just so far ahead of me in farm though. It's not really comparable. Galio farms well, but not as well as Corki. Jarvan's not going to move up top, attempt to gank. Corki pretty hard to gank at this point, especially if he's got a ward. I get Idol of the Ren on him. He takes a fair amount of damage from it. Even exhausted, and it blinks out a Cataclysm. So he burned Ghost, he burned Flash, there goes Ghost, and Valkyrie. I was able to get away from our two CCs. Of course, Jarvan, not the best choice for chasing Corki just because Corki has so many ways of getting out of Cataclysm. Xinjiao moves up, and we don't really want to be anywhere near that, so back off. A little bit of pressure, of course, useful on Corki, did get him to blow all his zoners. Only way we would have won that is if Twisted Fate had managed to get in, and even then that would have been rescue with Shin, where we get trouble. So many champions on account. And you know, playing aggressive looks like she wants to get some damage on Jarvan. I'm sorry, not on Jarvan. TF. Get my chance confused. And of course, Corki's not actually that hurt. He's just fine. He just came back from